In this exercise, we are going to play one more time with an array. The purpose of this exercise is to fill an int array with 500 indexes. Each value will be a random value from 1 to 10, and we want, in the console, outputs showing us all the values that are stored inside the array. One more time, we want to fill an int array with 500 indexes. All the value will be random from 1 to 10, and we want outputs showing us all the values that are stored inside the array. Hit the pause button. I'm waiting for you for a solution. I'm explaining right now what you could do in this case. I declared an array of int. By the way, as you can see, for some reason, we can also declare an int array this way, writing the brackets here. But if you want, you can keep writing them right here next to the int. Anyway, this is pretty much the same thing. So I'm declaring an int array, I'm calling it my array, I'm initializing it, calling the constructor, saying my array will have 500 values, 500 spots. Okay, so the size of my array will be 500. At this point, as you know now, we have only zeros in each indexes. I'm starting a for statement, declaring a variable of type int, calling it I as usual, initializing to 0, and as long as I is smaller than 500, I will do I++. This is really important in those type of exercises to don't do mistake here, because if you're doing a mistake here, you will try to iterate on an index that doesn't exist, all right? Because when you are saying 500 for the size of your array, obviously the first index of your array will be 0, and the last one will be 499. This is really important. If I put it in equal here, I would crash, I would have an exception, out of bound exception, telling me the index 500 doesn't exist, right? So I'm doing 500 turns, but I will stop at the index 499. I'm throwing a die, as usual, with 10 faces. No problem at this point. I'm writing what's inside my die, inside my array, at the index 0 for the first turn. All right? And I will keep going this way, 500 turns, 500 times, okay? This way I'm filling up my array with new roll of dice each time, and as I is increasing because of the I++ each turn, next turn I will be 1 and then 2 and then 3, so I will fill the index 0 and then the index 1 and then the index 2, etc. until I reach the index 499. Okay, so as you can see, I'm having all my values and my indexes. We could have done, by the way, the output in the first for loop anyway. To make the things more clear for beginners, I wanted to do a second loop, a second for statement, iterating one more time on my array, and each turn I'm just reading what's inside all my indexes. Okay, so for instance, the first turn, I is 0, so I'm saying a string, I'm writing a string value plus concatenation, my array I inside brackets will return what's inside our array at the index I, as you remember. So I'm having the value inside my array at the index 0. So in this case, I'm index 0, I'm having the value 6. So I'm having an output with 6 plus, so concatenation one more time with a string index, plus I, and I is 0. So I'm assuming I can use it as the index because this is the first term, and yeah, I'm using both way to show me the index and pointing inside the index to get the real value. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I hope you're feeling comfortable with this explanation. To make the things more clear, don't be frightened to look this video one more time. In this type of exercises, I highly recommend you to try to do things again and again without doing mistakes, because as you really understand now, Java doesn't like at all syntax errors. So, and array expressions are kind of tricky. There are a lot of new things to learn, so before jumping to the next lectures, make sure you're feeling comfortable with all those new syntaxes. I will catch you in the next lecture.